Happy New Year. In this video, I'm going to be sharing exactly my 2024 investment performance across the whole year, including how much I contributed, how much I gained or lost from the markets, and my ending total investment portfolio as at the 31st of December 2024. I'm going to straight up give you all of the numbers right at the start and then the caveats afterwards. And then after that, my plan for 2025. So all the numbers are going to come straight away, so you nosy lot can hear the numbers, then bounce if you want to. Although hopefully you'll stay till the end, you know. Increase my overall watch time, do something good for the new year. But first, this video is not sponsored. Unfortunately, Arsenal, Guinness and Vanguard still have not reached out. And of course, I'm not going to plug this new amazing book that came out recently, and it's a great New Year read. But I'm going to say every single week in 2025, I'm going to be sending one email newsletter straight to your inbox for free. So if you want to sign up, I'll leave it in the description below. Now that quick introduction is out of the way, let's get into my 2024 investment performance, contribution and gains. And of course, as one quick caveat, I'm just sharing this to be transparent and helpful. I've done this when the numbers were much smaller many years ago, and I'll continue to try and be as transparent as possible as hopefully the markets keep growing and my portfolio grows alongside it. Number one, my contributions. In total across 2024, I contributed £17,976. You probably know already where most of this money went. I'm pretty predictable, but £17,066 of this went into global index funds and ETFs inside my various investing accounts. If you didn't know, I'm currently based in Australia. I've been living and working here for a little while, so I'm currently investing using my Australian investment accounts. So that £17,066 was spread across my superannuation, essentially my Australian workplace pension, as well as my Vanguard Australia general investment account. Unfortunately, there is no stocks and shares ISA equivalent in Australia. So yeah, if you've got access to a stocks and shares ISA from the UK, make sure you take advantage of it. In my super, I have one global index fund, and in my Vanguard Australia general investment account, I have one global ETF. I like to keep my approach as simple as possible and just hold one global fund in every single investment account, and that's no different here in Australia. I then also invested £610 into crypto, split between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I do that using crypto.com, which means that 97% of my own contributions went into global index funds and ETFs, and 3% went into crypto. And that totaled £17,976 across the year in 2024. Don't worry, there are some caveats coming, but I'll get onto that shortly. Now, let's talk about the gains. And this year was pretty mental for the markets. I did share my gains number on Instagram a little bit prematurely on the 28th of December, but I've recalculated it as of 31st of December when the new year hit. Of course, as the clock struck 12, I was actually on my laptop looking at the stock market. That's obviously a lie, but I was actually having a couple of cans, unfortunately, of Guinness. I wasn't at a pub, I was at a house. But anyway, going off track, my year-to-date growth across 2024 in capital gains was £30,726, which is mind-blowing. That is nearly the average UK salary. The average UK salary is about £35,000. When I started as a grad working in London, for the first 2 years, my salary was less than that. And now I've made that in 1 year of investing gains. Of course, it's worth saying, all of these gains are on paper, so it's just in my investing accounts. I've not sold anything or realized any of these gains. And the gains aren't always this good. From year to year, the market is very volatile. But for the stock and crypto market, and just for an FYI, about 85% of my money is in global index funds and ETFs and about 15% in crypto. Because the stock and crypto markets perform so well, my portfolio just absolutely blew up in 2024. And I always hammer this point home, but that really is just the importance and the key of actually starting investing every month and then holding for the long term. My starting portfolio at the start of 2024 was £94,882, which means after the roughly 18k of contributions and the 31k of gains, my ending total portfolio value at the 31st of December 2024 was £143,584, which once again is an absolutely mental number. I don't really feel any different. It doesn't really feel real, but I've been investing now for 7.5 years, which is a quite nice segue into the caveats. Number one, I've been working as a chartered accountant now for 6 to 7 years, and I'm on a decent salary, which allows me to invest a decent amount every single year. And this year I was very fortunate and privileged and able to invest nearly £18,000. The second thing is, as I mentioned, I've actually been investing for 7.5 years. This of course did not happen overnight, and a lot of my own portfolio is still my own contributions. But this really shows the power of starting investing early and then staying invested, because when there is a good year for the markets, the capital gains can be absolutely immense. And it's worth saying, as I mentioned, I started the start of the year with nearly £95,000. I crossed the 100k investment mark in February 2025, and you'll often hear famous quotes saying the first 100k is the hardest, because once you have that foundation, when there is a good year in the markets like 2024 was, your gains can just be mental and your portfolio value can absolutely balloon, which is fortunately what happened to me this year. There are the caveats, and of course I'm just sharing all of these numbers and everything to be helpful and transparent and hopefully inspire and motivate you to start investing as well. I actually do keep a rough log of my total portfolio value from year to year, and I've got it on my phone here. So August 2017, I had £0 invested. A year later, I hit £1,000. Another year later, I hit £5,000, and then 3 years later, in August 2020, I had about £17,000 invested, and I'd actually been working since September 19 full-time after uni, so I could really up my contributions and properly start investing a decent amount every single month. And that was the main thing that I've really done, to be honest with you, to grow this entire portfolio. I qualified as a chartered accountant, got a big pay rise, and I've continued to work a normal 9 to 5, get promoted, and then as my income's gone up, I've done my best to avoid lifestyle inflation and then increase my monthly investments. And I've also tried to increase my other income streams to once again increase my income and put more into my monthly investments. Of course, I'm still having fun along the way, trying to go on the odd holiday, the odd night out, but by sort of balancing and prioritizing that all with investing has allowed me to get to this point now at 27 years old. Anyway, that was another tangent. In August 2021, I got up to £32,000. August 2022, I was on roughly £60,000. I haven't got August 2023, but by November 2023, I was on £93,000. At the end of 2023, I was on roughly £95,000. And now at the end of 2024, I'm on £143,000, and that mainly has been driven by my contributions of £18,000 and some massive capital gains across the year 2024 of £31,000. I was fortunate at the start of the year to already have a large near 6-figure portfolio, which is why with one good year in the market, a mental year in the market, my portfolio has grown so massively. The S&P 500 was up about 20% through VUAG. Global indexes like VWRP were up about 21%. Bitcoin was up over 100%. So all of that has really contributed to my gains across the year. And of course, for full transparency, my main investments are global index funds and ETFs in my various investing accounts, and then a bit of crypto, mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum. And those have grown across the year to give me this massive capital gain and really an investment performance that I never could have imagined. And I'm just thankful and fortunate that I started 7.5 years ago with investing. Otherwise, I'd never been making this video and never would have got to this point. So what is my plan in 2025? And you probably know what I'm going to say. This is probably going to be pretty anticlimactic, the exact same. I'm still in Australia, so I'm still going to be using my superannuation, my workplace pension, and my Vanguard Australia general investment account to invest into every single month into global index funds and ETFs. I'm still going to put a little bit of money into crypto every single month, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm still going to try my best to enjoy myself and balance having fun, going on holidays, eating out, nights out, with prioritizing investing. And the most important thing really, and the thing that I've probably done relatively well over the last 7 years, is continue to try and do well at my day job, increase my income, increase my other income streams, because the more income you have, the more fun you can have, but also the more you can actually invest per month. I set myself a goal in 2024 to invest £20,000. I fell just short of that. So in 2025, I'm going to set a similar goal, but I'm now going to aim to invest £20,025, of course, in honor of 2025. I'm going to actually try and cut back on my drinking quite a bit this year. So I'm confident if I can manage to get myself a pay rise and promotion at work and also reduce my expenses across the year, I might be able to find that extra couple of grand to get me to that £20,000 goal. And of course, just to reiterate, when I started, I was literally doing £100 a month. I started very small and built it up over time. This hasn't happened overnight. It's taken 7.5 years. You can awkwardly look back at my very first Vanguard portfolio update back in 2020 on YouTube. I look a bit different, The audio and video quality is pretty poor, but you can see I was still sharing all of that stuff, and I'm going to continue to share it to hopefully be helpful and transparent and ultimately just get people to start investing. Or should I say, to stop waiting and start investing. What a great book. The cover looks lovely as well, doesn't it? But on that note, I'll end this video. A massive thank you for watching it. I really appreciate it. I meant to say this at the start, but a massive thank you to anyone who supported, watched, and liked my YouTube videos across 2024. I'm still trying to build up my very small YouTube channel, so I really appreciate it. There's going to be more and better personal finance and investing content coming in 2025, so stick around for that. Watch out for my future videos. And yeah, all the best for 2025, and I'll see you in the next video.